Hello, good morning from a beautiful Bali. How are you doing, guys? Today we're going to do a beautiful video about the oils that I've worked with for the past decade and a half. The oils that have helped heal and help the healing process of many people in many different ways, from psychological, spiritual and physical and much more. Healing process is a beautiful thing, and if we can help speed the process up by certain incense, certain crystals and certain oils, it makes a huge difference in our life, and it also gives a kind of everlasting power inside that keeps the negative energy away from that particular issue, so it doesn't keep reoccurring. I kind of feel what that means is, I think we've lost the art of true healing. I think medicine these days only suppresses issues that keep resurfacing, whereas the real healing process, I believe, over the decade and a half that I've worked in this field of work of healing and helping healing people's process, is to target the root cause. And a lot of those root causes are not always what you think. It isn't always because of a genetic thing. It isn't always because of certain things that keep reoccurring in the body because of our body's insufficient or weaknesses or whatever it may be. These kind of what we believe are illnesses, these root causes, can manifest from many different things. One such thing can be negative energy around you. Two could be the abuse of somebody physically and emotionally hurting you, and many other different reasons how illness, disease can manifest. So today we're going to talk about the lifelong pursuit of a healer who realize that within oils there is certain amazing qualities, healing benefits that make a huge difference to our healing process. It's going to be a lovely video, and it's going to be like a workshop for you and I know you enjoy it tremendously. So I'm going to take my time and go through the 8 oils that I created over the 15 years. 8 oils which I believe are amazing for any healer or any person who wants to heal themselves through the multitude of energies, illnesses, emotional blocks, and anything that comes into our life that can cause us issue. Every one of these oils are perfectly balanced and there to help you along your journey. That's why I made them, and that's why I carry them around with me everywhere I go. So I know whatever happens on a day-to-day basis, if there's something that pops up that's unexpected in my body, in my thoughts, in my emotions, in an attack from around me, from people, you know, not only physical, I'm talking about emotional, and being drained, feeling pain and suffering because somebody's upset me, and because I want to grow, because I want to learn how to feel, I want to learn how to become more empathic, I want to learn how to meditate, I want to learn how to be at peace, I want to learn how to connect, I want to feel the energy of spirit, I want to feel the energy of spirituality, I want to feel more, I want to be greater, I want to be stronger, I want to get rid of all my issues and problems, and I want to live in a peaceful way of life. This is why I created these oils. So take a deep breath, Matt. Okay, we're going to begin at the very beginning. I created these oils because my first mentor was 50 years in the making of her spiritual journey and path, which was, she was a high priestess, and she studied as a PhD in science and learned all about the arts of the dark occult and every form of spiritual way, and she passed some of that ancient knowledge on to me. And one of the things that I found almost instantly exciting, and I was drawn to it, was a jar that she had, and in that jar was filled with flowers. herbs, plants. And I asked what was this jar, and she explained it was certain mystical Mother Nature's gift to help heal the physical as well as the emotional, and it is a magical concoction mixture that can help with spells and all of these things that she used these words. I believe they're more about manifestation, helping us in many different ways, but my interest wasn't the spells and all that. My interest was, when rubbed onto the body, is this able to help in many different forms? And that's how I started. So I asked her, would it be possible to have a little bit of this oil? This oil was kept with her throughout the whole of her learning process and becoming a world leader in the psychic world. From there, I took that beautiful bit of oil, and I decided to start to practice with this oil and work with it and create and mix and add hundreds, if not thousands, of different types of oils from around the world. I then started realizing that along my journey, crystals started coming into my life, and instead of putting herbs into those oils, I would then buy certain oils which already had those herbs, shamanic herbs, which were extracts I was now using in this oil, which was the first ever oil that I made and created, which is my healing oil. Healing oil, when I was satisfied after taking out the flowers and the herbs and then replacing them with certain crystals I believed were manifesting healing on a physical and emotional level. So when I was ready, this is when I created the first oil. And I was saying, this was after like 3 years of working non-stop as a healer, and I was doing hundreds of healings every month, and I was learning that this oil was growing in power. And the more I was using it, the more I was working with it. And what that means is I take the jar of oil and I would literally hold my hands over the jar and put good energy into it. Every time I was doing a healing session, I would take that jar and place it close to the client. And all the good energy that was coming through to heal the client was also going into this jar of healing oil. So now we were getting memory of powerful healing. I was using amazing crystals that I know were working on my clients and adding them to the oil, and then I would extract that oil and put them into these bottles. So that's the foundation of all my oils, because each oil of my 8 oils up to the very last oil I did, which was the healing heartache oil, every single jar of oil holds the first jar of energy oil. So I always put a certain amount of the first jar of oil into any start of my oils, my 8 oils. That was the secret. So you've always got the memory of those 40 years of my first mentor using that jar that she kept with her. So you're going to say, how can she have it for 40 years? The secret to my oils always has been never run out. Whenever a jar gets half full, you replenish it, fill it back up again with new and amazing oils. Some of my oils change in smell because I feel that they need to change because of the vibration in the world and the change what's going on. Just like the seasons change, so do my oils. Not all of them, but some of them. So sometimes you can say, Mark, 5 years ago I could smell a certain smell within this oil, and now it's changed. And that's because I believe that I am kind of like a channel to put in to a certain oil the change that is needed. So they're never they're not just made and that's it. This is it. It's never regimental for me. It is a flow, and each one of my oils change, but some of them have a certain base that I believe is really important, and the reason why is because I had that channeled, and I'll come to that in a minute with some of the oils as well. So the first oil I'd like to introduce you to is the healing oil. What is the healing oil about? What makes it special? What makes it different from the other 7 oils? Well, not only was it my first oil, so I'm always going to be passionate about my first oil, but the healing oil in general to me is more about physical healing. So if you're feeling that you're manifesting any physical issue in the body, whereas inside your body you're feeling that there's something happening, in my stomach I'm receiving pain, in my head I've got a pain, in my heart I feel a pain, then you would take this oil and rub it on that very place. What happens from there is the energy of this healing oil penetrates into the very core of where the problem is. This is how powerful this oil is, and then begins its work. There is no need to do mantras, there's no need to do meditation. You just rub the oil on and let it be. Never rub the oil on an open wound. Never rub the oil if you're pregnant. Wait till the pregnancy's over and then use the oil, okay? Why is that, Mark? Because be safe, okay? Just be safe, be wise. When shouldn't we be rubbing the oil on? Well, if you're going to be putting tons and tons of oil on, it's going to be an issue, it's going to be a problem. A lot of people think that more is better, when actually that's not true. It's the opposite. My oils only need between 1 and 3 drops. They are so potent. That's all you need. A lot of people actually dilute my oils too. A lot of masseurs, they get 5 or 6 drops and put it into their healing oil and massage the clients and say that the results are incredible. A lot of healers take 1 bottle, use 1 drop and then add a base oil. If you've got a nut allergy, then you would not use almond, of course. You would use other oils, okay? So just bear that in mind as well. So that is predominantly how I would use the first oil on a manifestation of possibly any physical issues, headaches, worries, fears, anything that you feel that could manifest into more of a problem. So if you feel a little bit heavy in the body, or something just doesn't feel right in your body, you feel a bit of an ache, anything like that, think, oh, my back or my shoulders, anything like that, rub the oil where you feel there is what is called a block or an issue in the body. That's your body telling you that there's something happening there. Rub the oil and let the work be done. Now, can you use healing oil for meditations, for mantras, for yoga? Yes, you can. There's nothing wrong with using all my oils for that. It's a great combination. So I hope that explains the first oil. From the first oil, I wanted to produce an oil then because I realized that people were finding themselves in a really heavy situation in work, in their relationship, with their children, any kind of issues anybody had with feeling a build-up of negative energy. So I realized I needed to create something that helped with negative energy. And what I did then, I found certain extracts which were amazing for that. So then I went into really targeting where the issue with negative energy was. And of course it's round the head. Of course you get it in your heart. Of course you feel it in your stomach. But a lot of people make the mistake of never going to their back. And that is where most negative energy is, to create a barrier, to create a powerful body flow. We need to clear the negative energy from the body. So then I created this, which is cleansing. It's called cleansing, and basically cleanses away the negative energy. So you would use a few drops and rub it on your back, all the way up and down your back. You would put it on your temples, maybe on your forehead, anywhere you feel that you've had, or you feel negative, you feel heavy. Rub it on there. The oil will do its work. Absolutely. Okay, so it's an amazing oil. I love this. Is one of my favorites. Of course, they're all my favorites, but the next oil was something that a lot of people were coming to me for, and they wanted an abundance in their life. So they felt their life was not going anywhere. They felt their life was just ticking away. Nothing was happening. Anything that they felt they wanted to do and create in their life wasn't coming to fruition. They were feeling frustrated. They were feeling stressed about their path, their spiritual journey. And some people actually wanted to manifest wealth. So I thought, okay, well, let me give that a go. So I started creating an oil. From these 2 oils, I started then creating my next oil. And by the way, each one of these oils took many years to create, okay? So this was abundance oil. So I started working on all the right crystals to put in the oil. Anytime a client came who was a multimillionaire, who were a billionaire, these people who were absolutely on top of their game, I would take this oil and put it next to them. And a lot of the times, I've got to tell you, this is the truth, a lot of the times my clients who used to come to me on a regular basis, who were millionaires, billionaires, very successful entrepreneurs, very successful actors, writers, speakers, they would come because they knew that having a healing session would give them even more power, and it does. It brings in an amazing energy to make them even stronger. So I realized this, and I thought, how do I utilize that? How do I take some of that energy? And that's how it all kind of started. Same with crystals, because oil holds memory. This oil holds the memory of many healing sessions where that very energy to strengthen people in a certain way goes into the oil, right? I think I need to repeat this so you understand why my oils are different. They're not just made up from this and that and then given to you. They are work in progress. They have had thousands of hours of healing sessions of memory of what they need to help heal that client is now in the oil. So my client gets up, thank you very much, Matt, feel great, on top of the world, they're off. Now I've got this jar of oil, and it's now creating hours and hours, thousands of hours of this particular energy to help people raise their vibration. So after I was happy with this oil, I then started working with it and realized this oil is actually working. A lot of my clients were saying, Mark, not only do I feel better, but this magic's come into my life. I've just met somebody, they've helped me with this. This has happened, my life is changing. I thought, okay, so this oil is actually working. So abundance isn't always about wealth and monetary value and things. It's about all the right things that come into your life. This oil helps bring the abundance of inner peace, happiness, stability, the balance we need to create that very energy to attract the most amazing things into our life, the most amazing people who come into our life. So I often rub this on me whenever I feel I want a surge of good positive energy. I want to be able to create something amazing, like if I'm writing a book, this is being opened many times as I've been writing my book, because it gives me everything that I need. It's that surge of like, these very, very successful people are receiving this amazing energy. Why can't I receive it? Yes, I can. And that's why I work with this, because I can receive that energy like you can. So this helps with that. It helps with self-worth, okay? If you're feeling like you've got no self-worth, rub this on your temples. I'm telling you, you will feel amazing, and you will feel that you deserve everything. And by feeling you deserve everything, by letting go of the negativity of, oh, I don't deserve this, you create an energy around you that then the universe says, hey, she's ready, he's ready now, let them have it, because we so often push it away. So this is brilliant for that. After the 3 oils, I was really happy with them, and I said, I don't need any more oils at all. And this was maybe 8 years ago. And in that length of time, in them 8 years, I just fully focused on these oils, working every day. I then started creating a beautiful academy, and many people came, and from that moment on I met a certain soul that I realized that after working with 3 very, very special sacred incense, that I wanted to create a sacred bottle of oil. So I took 3 of the most powerful oils from Mother Nature and put them into this beautiful, was my, after so many years, this came out. And basically sacred oil is kind of like, it's hard to describe sacred oil, because the more I work with it on a daily basis, even when I first made it about, I don't know, is it 7, 8, 9 months ago, I'm not sure. But when I actually put it on sale, I worked with it prior to that, and from then till now, it's really difficult to pinpoint what sacred oil does, in the sense that it is so powerful. It helps with absolutely everything. Sacred oil not only clears the most heaviest of negative energies, that if you ever get attacked from anybody, you rub this on your body, where that feeling is, and it basically, the energy is so scared in your body, it shoots off, it's away, it moves away, it goes. And that moment when I realized that, I thought, this oil, this mixture of 3 oils is absolutely incredible, and I think this mixture of 3 oils will one day become the most talked about sacred 3 combinations in the whole of this world. This oil, I could tell you more stories in the past few months of how it's helped my clients and what messages they've sent to me, how this oil has made a difference in their life and changed certain situations that could never be changed prior to that. All I can tell you guys is that this is probably one of the most powerful oils in the world. That's my humble opinion. And yeah, I think sacred oil is everything that it is. It is sacred, and you use it for many things. I did say to people, try it and see how it works for you, because for all my oils, they're all work in progress, and I get information from people and listen to that information, and when I start to hear certain patterns, certain similarities, then, like a scientist would do, he would say, okay, well, you know, thousands of people are using them because we've sold thousands, and now we're hearing more and more stories that people are getting pregnant because they're using it. People are healing themselves from anxiety, people are healing themselves from OCD, people are healing themselves from many different forms of acute illnesses that they're saying their body is self-healing. So it is, for me, fundamentally, it targets a certain part of the body that then speeds up the healing process and heals certain blocks that you were not able to heal. And this is why I'm saying this oil, fundamentally, the basis of this oil is it targets the root cause of any issue. And it's very powerful, guys. It really is. And for me, I used to use it on a daily basis, and it's great. It really is. Normally I only use 1 to 2 drops, 3 drops maximum. There's many places you can use it on the body. You trust your own instinct to where you would rub this, okay? There's many power points in the body we call chakras. There's many places on the body you can also use them. You can rub them on the knees. You can rub them on the balls of your feet. Fantastic for that. Here, these points, back of the neck. There's many places, but listen to your own intuition. Open the bottle, take it, and just feel and think, okay, where do I need to rub this? That is sacred. That is your sacred power. That's how you should be using the oils, not going by instructions, but going by what feels right in your body, and where you feel you need to put it is exactly where you need to put it. That's called using your own intuition. That is my whole basis of my teaching. Don't follow instructions, follow your instructions. Spirit, your higher self, your intuition will always tell you where to go. And even if you don't know where to go, just say, well, where do you think I should put it today? Okay, I'll try here, okay? And just trust in where you're putting it is the right place. And by doing that, you build up this new power within you to believe in yourself, rather than having to follow like a sheep every other teacher. Step 1, step 2, step 3, nonsense. Your body is different from any other teacher. So anyway, I won't go off on one, but let's continue. So sacred oil, amazing oil. From sacred oil, I always wanted to make an oil from day one when I held the first piece of Moldavite. Moldavite was always a bit of a difficult one for me, because Moldavite is something that there is a world out there of snobbery, of ego, and real horribleness when it comes to people with Moldavite. There's so much ego, it's too much for me. So it was getting so much that I actually didn't want to get involved with Moldavite. I just wanted to work with it and not get involved with what people were saying and fighting and arguing about where it comes from, how it should be used. So I keep myself to myself. But then one day I thought, you know what, Mark? I've worked with Moldavite so long now. Why am I frightened of not having the confidence to say, you know what, I can create an oil. From all my oils, I can create an oil, a Moldavite oil. So through the years, I went in search for the right oils to fit with Moldavite, which works hand in hand. I have used thousands, literally, and I mean that. I have used so many mixtures of oils, you would not believe it. And I wanted to create the perfect oil for Moldavite, and I found it. I found the tree. I found the perfect tree, and then I take the beautiful essence of that tree and turn it into beautiful oil, and then I mixed my Moldavites in that oil. So I have a huge jar with tons of Moldavites, so many hand-picked Moldavites that I've worked with, placed it into the jar, and from there, after the few months that I've worked constantly with it, I then add all the other oils, and then all together now we have this amazing oil called Moldavite oil. What does Moldavite oil do? Well, in truth, Moldavite for me is about going to places that we've never been before, pushing the boundaries of who we are and why we're here. And is there possibly another world beyond ours? Can we connect to different realms? Is it possible to connect to the extraterrestrial, to the spiritual, and to the other dimensions? So this oil was specifically targeted for very powerful awakening, in the sense of really attuning, connecting to something that you've never connected before. And Moldavite, if you've ever worn it, does that. So the power of this oil placed on certain parts of the body that you feel you need to go, which obviously one of them will be round here, but many other parts that you want to awaken. So you want to to fly in your sleep. You want to know what your vivid dreams are. You want to become more I don't know, connected, spiritually aware. You want to become more, you want to see your signs more as well, and all of these amazing things that you want in your life. This bottle I created for that reason. So I work with this when I really want to attune to my higher self. If I've got something that I want to work on, a project, I'll rub this oil on, and it will help me see beyond the beyond. It helps me meditate beyond the beyond. It helps me practice my healing art much more powerful. I connect to more energies than I've ever connected to before. I feel more flow in my body. I feel more passion. I feel more powerful. I feel energized. I feel I can see more. I am more confident, and so on. I could talk all day about these oils, but you know, I don't want to go over like an hour. So this oil is amazing for the psychic, okay, and the experience. From there, I kind of wanted to make an oil that was, for a lot of people kept saying to me, Mark, you know, Moldavite sounds a little bit too much for me. Sacred is lovely, but I want to start to slowly move into the world of spirituality. I want to, I don't see my signs, Mark. I don't see anything yet. You sound like, you know, you're so lucky. I want to be able to feel and experience that. So I said, okay, well, what I need to do now is create an oil that helps you awaken. And a lot of people know about the alpha, right? The alpha mode, the alpha muscle. Some people call it a gland up here, the pineal gland, the pineal gland. This little thing inside there, which a lot of people are talking about, that because we drink poisoned water with too much calcium, it solidifies that, and we can't really see. So what I did then was I meditated for many hours trying to figure out which is the oil that will help awaken this this beautiful muscle. And as soon as I did that, I saw two things. One was a pine cone, and the other what looked like a pineapple. And I realized, wow, if I can create these oils and put them into an oil, maybe this can help them. And then I took the other 5 oils, mixed it together, and created pine oil with other oils. And then I created this, which is the awakening oil. So it basically helps you see more clearly. It helps you awaken to the signs. It helps you feel more. It helps you become more not just attuned to things around you, but more sensitive, more empathic, and you feel things more. It's a brilliant oil to let go of stress as well, but this is more for awakening you, awakening your senses. That's why I made this oil for people who are beginning, who want to wake to the work, the world, the real, you know, more to life than eating, drinking, sleeping, and working. What is my path? What is my journey? So I made this oil specifically to target your higher intuition, to awaken your beautiful alpha, to help you feel more, to become more aware and sensitive to what's around you. And through the signs that are around you, then you become more in tune with Mother Nature. You digest more, you see more and feel more, and that's when you begin your healing process. Because when this is all correct and functioning, the rest of your body is alert and listens and tells you and speaks to you and helps you along your journey. So now people are saying, man, this oil is amazing. I'm seeing more, feeling more, I understand myself more. I've started to feel, I know now what's wrong, I know what I need to do. Okay, so now we know it's working. So that's why I created the Awakening Oil, and it's brilliant. From there, I wanted to make an oil that I felt a lot of people at that particular time were sending me messages. I feel low, I feel down, I feel I've got no energy, I don't feel like I want to do anything, I feel depressed, I feel like I just don't want to be here anymore. And I thought, wow, okay, well, what do we do with that? What can I create? Well, what else could there be? I sat and meditated and I got the answer straight away. A lemon came to me. What is my number one video? What is my number one understanding of energy, negative energy, of clearing negative energy? It's the lemon. The lemon absorbs negative energy. So there was no question. So I hunted and found 12 beautiful essential oils, natural, organic, and powerful essential oils from all corners of the world. I brought them together and made them in one beautiful jar. I then brought the best of the crystals that I felt were positive crystals that helped with positivity, put them together, worked on that oil for a few months, and then brought that oil out. People are now saying they use it every day. It is one of the most talked about healing oils that I've ever worked with, and the reason why is because people are saying they're using it on a daily basis. If they're working and they're struggling with work, they're struggling with their life, they're struggling with just feeling down, they want something to boost themselves up, they take this, which is called energizing oil, and they rub it in certain parts of their body and it lifts them up straight away. Any negativity or negative thoughts in the head just gets sucked out and cleared away, and the energy of I mean, there's so much to talk about lemons. I mean, just go to Don Tolman and listen to what Don Tolman talks about lemons. When he started speaking about lemons, it was like he put all the pieces together for me. Now I understand why lemons are so powerful. So I knew that this would be amazing. I knew it. It was channeled. They told me straight away because I wanted to create something that made people feel better. And it is probably one of the best-selling on my website every day, and it's the best value of all of them, I think. So it's a great one to use. Okay, so from there, the last one was going to be the most challenging one for me. It was the final one, and it is what many of us go through in life, and that's called heartache. We all suffer heartache at one point in our life, and a lot of people hold on to heartache day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. Heartache can stay with us like it was just yesterday. So I lost my mum when I was 12 years old. It feels like it was yesterday. In fact, one of the start of my books I'm writing in the near future, when I've totally retired, is going to start off. My mum died 40 years ago, or was it yesterday? And that to me is a profound sentence, because you know as well as I do, if we've ever lost anybody to the spirit world, or if we've loved somebody in this world and they've left us, that never goes. That feeling, that pain when that happened, it never goes. And I wanted to create something that would ease and slowly dispel that, to be able to change it to a positive to see the positive in that moment. So when I think of my mum now and I rub this oil on, I get joy from it, not pain, not where is she, where are you. I feel her again, I feel love again. The reason why is because I remember the positive memory of being together, not the negative, not the sadness, not the anger, not the issue of heartbreak because somebody's left me because they did that. You know what? This oil is amazing. And there was only, when I channeled this, there was only one thing I kept seeing, and it was a smell of rose. I smelt rose when I did it. And a lot of you already know there was one part that I needed. I channeled it because I was sat there and I was crying, and I'm thinking, you know what? Me and my ex-wife now, we've parted. We were together 20 years, happy years, but we went on our own journey. We're best friends now. Okay, so I said to Susie, will you do me a massive favour? I gave her a bottle, a jar. I said, we're now friends. We now understand our journey and what we had to do and why we've gone on our own path. The love that we share for each other, and we still do. Can I give you this oil, and would you please honour me by putting your energy into this oil about our love for each other and our joy that we share together, and still we have a bond of respect and love for each other, and we respect our journey. And she was so happy to do that, and thus that was the missing ingredient that I needed, the feminine of heartbreak to feeling happy again, and that went into this oil as well as me. So together we created this oil, which is called Healing Heartache. It is one of the most popular oils that I've ever sold, and people are saying, I mean, I could cry when I'm listening to messages about this. This is healing so many people on so many levels. It is amazing. You rub it on the heart and it does its work on its own. If you miss somebody in the spirit world, rub it on your heart, close your eyes, meditate. You will feel the love from them. Rub it into your hands, breathe it in through your nose as you're thinking of them. It's amazing. And one of the beautiful things you can do with this oil is, if you're going through heartache and you're bitter and you're upset with life or that person who may have hurt you, sit in meditation, breathe it in through your nose, rub it on your heart, and forgive them. And simply look at all the good times you had together and be thankful for that. One of my clients did that about 4 or 5 months ago. Was it 4 or 5? Maybe 4 months ago. It was about the week when I was launching it, because before that I'd been working on it, and so did Susie. So we were working it together. I gave her a bottle, didn't even have the stickers done. And her issue of heartbreak through somebody who'd done something terrible to her, and she witnessed it at the moment and then ran out of the house. Within the time she started using it, within 2 weeks, she said she was over and she felt stronger, and somebody came into her life. I'm not saying they will in your life, but in her case, it was very quick how that happened, from feeling rejected, feeling a lack of self-worth, not good enough, other women are better, to now feeling the joy of this other beautiful man that I know who's come into her life. And now I see them on social media, and now obviously she says, now I know why this has happened. And that's a lot of the times that we have to get through. So it was about getting through the moment. And I guess, you know, the moral of the story of the 8 oils is this: we all go through life, through pain, through suffering, through physical, through emotional. From the moment we start that journey of those challenges and tests to when they end and something beautiful comes, how did we cope with the in-between? Well, let me tell you, these 8 oils are exactly what are perfect for the in-between, to help you along the journey to one day look back and say, you know what, I didn't do so bad. I hope this video serves you well. If you've ever bought an oil and you've trusted in my work and you've benefited from it, I just want to say with all my heart, you did the most powerful thing. The oils were just simply there to help you awaken to what you needed to do. That's all. The oils are not miracle workers. They're simply there to help clear away certain things that help you recognize what you need to conquer, because ultimately there's only one person who could ever heal you, and that's yourself. No tool, no crystal can do that. They can only help you help yourself, and that's what these do. And that's why I made these oils. So whenever one of my practitioners now buy all of these sets, they go to a home and then the client sits down and says, okay, I don't feel too good, and then they say, well, if they have to tell them, a lot of my practitioners don't ask, they just know and grab a certain bottle and work with it, and then afterwards, if anything's ever said, they think, wow, the right oil was used at the right moment. But that's another story. But yes, any situation that somebody's in, the practitioner can then choose the right oil to use on the right client. So they're amazing tools. Like a joiner would need all his certain tools to carve and cut. These are perfect for you if you are on a spiritual path and journey to go through all the emotions you need to. If you've got all these 8 oils, you have everything you need to always go to the right oil to help you along that challenge that we gave ourselves in that moment to heal quicker and speed the process of healing faster. That's today's little workshop for you, from my heart to yours. A lot of people buy a bottle and then start working on the bottles of their own, and I encourage you to do that. So you've got at least 50 years, 55 years of energetic oil in here. 55 years, because from me taking it from my first mentor, which was at least 40 to 50 years old, then there's my 15 years. So, you know, you're nearly up to 60 years of memory within all of these oils, because each oil started from the healing oil, and each oil I use go into the next jar. So all the oils are predominantly in the memory of each one of these bottles, which is amazing. So if you want to start your own oil, search for the right crystals, what feels right for you. Ask yourself, what is the most important thing you need in your life right now? Get yourself a jar and then start to feel each crystal. Which is the best crystal I want for what I want to heal in my life? Put it into that jar. Then buy yourself a bottle, any of these bottles that make sense to what you want to heal. Pour that in, and then go and buy yourself a nice base oil. Then fill that up, and then start to create your oils by smelling different oils from around the world. Go to shops, experience, say, what's that oil you've got there? Oh, it smells lovely. Oh, this will go perfect in my oil. Pour it in there. Then put your hands, this is the most important thing, get your hands on your jar of oil when you're feeling 100% mind, body and spirit, mind you. When you're feeling happy, overjoyed, run to your oils, place your hands on it and put that same energy into the oil. If you're ever down and feeling sad, that's when you use the oil. So what you're doing is recharging the oil every day or every week, whenever you can. If you're doing meditation, place your hands on the oil, do your meditation with that oil next to you. That energizes the oil because you're receiving amazing energy from the universe, and that then keeps the energy strong. That's what I do with all my oils. I always put my hands on the oils when I'm 100%. That means I'm channeling good energy and we're keeping the vibration strong. I could go on all day, as you can tell. I'm going to stop now because we've hit 40 minutes. I love you all. I hope this puts a lot of your minds to rest of how to use the oils, and maybe just for you to start to create your own oil, and let me know if you do, and if you've experienced any positive things from it. Please let me know, guys, because this is science based. This is how science works. You test, you try until you get results, and that's what I've done in 15 years. Yes, it may sound, well, you're meant to be spiritual. Yeah, but I'm not an idiot too. I don't just believe anything. I have to try it, and if it works, then I believe. I just don't believe and say because somebody tells me. I work it and try. So if you said to me, Mark, I tried the Heartache oil and I mixed it with the healing oil and it did this, I would then do the same thing and see if it worked, and then I'd say actually it worked for me or it worked for my clients. And that's how these 8 oils have been produced. They've not just been produced because of any old reason. They are working project, they are working progress every day, and they are because of positive effects that made a difference in people's lives. That's the same with all my incense sticks that I've made. Every one of them work powerfully well, amazingly well, and like every single crystal on my website that I've worked with, sometimes for weeks, months and years, which are on my website, they were individually worked on clients to bring that same energy into that crystal. Therefore, when you feel one of them crystals on my website, you know that's the right one for you. You just feel it. That's the one. Then that's what you go for. You go into a crystal shop, you feel one crystal, you grab it, that's for you. Take it. As soon as you feel that pull, that's what you're looking for. Feel the pull of what feels right. That's your intuition. That teaches you how to know what is calling you, because the crystal, the oil, the incense, they always call you. They always tell you they want to come to you. Okay, have a great day, guys. Thank you for going to Bajerski.com and buying your crystals, your oils and everything else that I've worked on all these years. I hope they make a difference in your life. Keep shining, keep being beautiful, and thank you for always believing in me, even after 45 minutes of talking. If you're still here, well done you. It shows that you really do care about yourself and you want to really make a difference in your life. So good for you. Have a great day, guys. What I'm going to do, seeing as though you've come to the very end of the video, and only you guys will know this now and 90% won't because they've all gone, I'm going to give away 10 Moldavite slices on this video today. So all you need to do is say one word, nothing else. Moldavite. Nothing else. Don't give me a story, and I'll feel that message. I'll feel you and send you a Moldavite slice. I would just ask one final thing, guys. If I've ever sent you a crystal, oils, incense, books, the cards, if I've ever sent you something, please step aside and let somebody else experience a Moldavite, okay? Just be kind and let somebody else do that. Be good, okay? Be a happy chappy today and let somebody else experience it. Have a great day, guys. Thank you from my heart to yours. It's been really nice. I've really enjoyed it. Take care, guys. Thanks for being here.